Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. My name is 8 Cylinders of Fury, and welcome to IRC Season 7 Tier 2020, where we take a look back to the old F1 game and see what the other boys can muster up today in this afternoon's season finale. And let me tell you that this afternoon's race is just as spicy as all the other season finales that we've had in the past. And just like Tier 2 yesterday, which turned out to be an absolute firecracker of a race, we have a right race planned for you this afternoon. We have just 9 points separating the top four drivers. Bahrain, the Sakir circuit, is going to be the host for this season finale. It's going to be an absolute blast. My name is 8 Cylinders, as I mentioned before, and joining me in the commentary box is Mr. KC. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing really well. How are you doing?
I'm still kind of sore from yesterday's Tier 2 race season finale. Hopefully, we get something very similar in today's race. My and expectations are high. But let's go ahead quickly and jump to the track video.
Absolutely.
So 5.4 kilometers, 15 turns. I love Bahrain, one of my personal favorites. Very easy to stay in the within the DRS here and overtake. It's not exactly the kind of track where you find a lot of DRS trains forming because there are quite a few opportunities to overtake. Let's have a look at some of.
Trollheads and IRC fans, welcome to the round 2 hot lap as we go around the Sakir International Circuit with our very own General Pepe from the IRC community. Entering the start finish straight, going up the gears. It's a little difficult to see what gears are on the dashboard, but I'm assuming he's already on 8th gear by now. Braking just before the 100-meter board, going down to probably 2nd gear, locking up really hard on the right. Careful not to throttle too hard as the apex on the left could bite you back. DRS open. Now you've got to be careful not to miss your braking point here, because if you do, you'll go wide, and if you are defending, then you're most likely to lose your position through this section. Going through 4, 5, 6, this is quite reminiscent of the USA, but it's more downhill, so you've got to be careful with the brake bias and even the engine braking that you apply through that section. The most significantly important left-hander turn of Bahrain, the turn 10. Immediately as you step out, DRS open. You've got to be careful to not apply too much pressure on the throttle, but at the same time gain maximum traction out of the corner. Careful not to get yourself too much on the curb through the right hand side of the track over here, because that will bite you back and you will spin out. Through this section, quite simple, onto this slightly long back straight of the track. Important again not to miss your braking point over here and carry as much speed as you can through this corner as you jump back up again into the start finish straight. DRS open, trying to jump back up through the gears as you set a magnificently fast hot lap time around the Sakir International.
Interesting hot lap. What? 8 cylinders. Take it away.
Yeah, really bombing lap there from General Pepe. And yeah, that sets the precedent today for most of the hot laps. Obviously, these 2020 cars are faster than the 2021 cars. So we're going to see marginally, fractionally faster times. I should say at least half a tenth or a second or so faster. And it's going to be spurred on. The speed of the drivers is going to be spurred on more so by the fact that we've got quite an interesting championship battle. So SSJ Assassin leads the championship for Red Bull, currently on 116 points after 9 rounds. But Neon and Manish Kanchan and Ink are not that far behind. They are only the top four are separated by just 9 points, which makes this a very, very interesting season finale indeed. And we're definitely not going to write off Abarpan or Shalalak either, aka Shal's leg, as he would be called in game. They are very good drivers in their own right. Shalalak, formerly Tier 2 champion. So definitely potential here for multiple race winners, but all eyes are going to be on SSJ, Neon, Manish Kanchan, and Ink, because they're the ones who are going to be going wheel to wheel for a potential championship battle. But yeah, we are heading into qualifying now. We have the drivers loading up. I believe we have a fairly decently sized grid. We have, let me see.
Yep, it's a 15 people grid today for quali.
nice to see attendance in strong attendance, let's say. We have a lap 1 of 3. Do we have like sprint race quali? Oh no, there we go. It's the qualifying timers just started, so 18 minutes.
The game being game.
Yeah, Codemasters being Codemasters. Yep, we have 18 minutes short qualifying, as it has been the format for pretty much the whole season across all 3 tiers. Drivers will have a chance to set an initial lap, and then we'll have a 50% race. This is going to be very interesting. One thing also to note is Red Bull is not that far behind in the Constructors' Championship as well, but I think it'll take one mega bottle from Racing Point if they're going to lose it. They're 40 points clear, and both of their drivers are very strong in their own right. So Ink and Aberpan should focus at least, if not on the Drivers' Championship, they can at least put most of their focus on the Constructors' Championship. Couple of drivers coming out now. Both of the Williams have just pulled out of their garages, ADC and Charles Lake, Madhav. So I was hoping Madhav to put up more of a show in this season's championship, obviously Tier 2 champion on this game, F1 2020. But I believe he is now on the controller, so he still shows strong pace, but I feel like he doesn't have the same kind of consistency or racecraft that he would have on the wheel. Of course, I'm obviously just guessing and clutching at straws because our Tier 2 champion from last night plays on a mobile phone. So I mean, make of that what you will. I mean, it just goes to show that there really is no hardware limitation. All these people out there are moaning about playing it on a controller as opposed to a wheel. This man is playing on a phone. Like, just think about that for a second. There are really no excuses for not getting into sim racing. It's just all in the mind, and you really can win. You really can do well.
That is yeah, you've summed it up really well. Like, if you want to really do it, you'll find a way somehow. Meanwhile, we see people coming out for the outlaps. Only 3 or 4 people inside the pits just yet, but I believe the other Williams has started his lap.
We have our first flying lap from ADC as he gets us started on these soft tires. I was just going to say, it's very interesting to go back to the 2020 liveries after seeing the 2021 liveries so often. I believe it's my first time commentating over the 2020 grid, and it feels very odd.
Feels weird, right? Yeah.
Goes back going and seeing the old Sofina Williams livery. Being a Williams boy myself, it feels very odd. That new livery is definitely a step forward. This one is way too, not dull, but it's just, it doesn't have much going on. As he comes through sector 2, purple in comes into sector 2 rather. Purple in sector 1 as he comes across the timing line. Good lap here from ADC so far. We'll see representative pace, maybe 26s, low 26 possibly. I've forgotten honestly how fast the 2020 cars are. I think this qualifying session will refresh my brain a little bit actually. But ADC on a clean lap here so far, taking all the right lines, clipping all the right apexes. Very clean lap from him so far. Brings the car over to the left-hand side. Fast right, definitely easy flat in the 2020 cars with the excess downforce that they have. Purple in sector 2 as well. A good lap here from the Williams driver, really setting himself up well. And he's got a little bit of a tow from the car ahead. Can't quite see who that is. I think that's Eric Griffin who's ahead of him, who moves aside at the last moment, but he does well. Does a lot to impede him, and they make contact. What are you doing, man?
Oh, I believe he was on his AI, and then at the very last moment, I think on the last corner, he suddenly took control and just impeded him. That was not good to go.
That was not ideal for ADC, who's had his entire lap disrupted a bit, but he still got into the 26. Oh, very sorry, it's quite blurry on my side. I think he's gone into the 26s.
ADC 28.7 and Ripe has gone fastest 27.0. That's a pretty good lap.
Just give me a second, Casey. I'll be right back.
Yep. Ferrari on its mediums going for his lap. Mediums obviously won't be the fastest, but it will be a good strategy to start on mediums and then go on the other tires, which you can go for a longer stint for the first stint than on these guys who are on the softs. Puts it up there in P4, which is not bad, I'd say. Meanwhile, Daryl, who is also on mediums, he is a little bit off the pace considering of what mediums can do.
Sorry about that. Just had to restart my Discord. It was bugging out on me a little bit. But am I right in saying that Uday Agrawal is related to Tanish? They both have stylized their name in the same way. I don't think they might be, but yeah, it's an outside possibility.
I am not so sure, but yeah, it's maybe he's taking inspiration from the top tier driver.
Maybe. I mean, Tanish also puts his name as Tanish.ag, so definitely something to keep an eye on there. As Madhav pulls out all the stops and does a 126, I believe, or 125.
125.9, yeah, the fastest right now.
Pulling out all the stops, and that really is a mega lap time from the Williams driver. And yeah, that goes to show he's got real pace on this game. Even though he's on the controller, that's not a real major limitation for him. But it might come to affect him in the race, maybe. But let's see if he can control the pace from here on out. That is a mega lap from him. As it stands, he's currently P1, and by quite a margin. I believe the rest of the drivers are still within the 27s.
Oh yeah. So there's like a second to gain to even catch or even get close to Charles. Phenomenal lap.
Charles' leg with a proper Charles' leg style lap there, putting his Williams on pole. Although I'd never imagined, as someone goes very wide and invalidates their lap there.
Yeah.
Eric Griffin. How is SSJ Assassin doing, I wonder? The man is down in P13, it seems, and currently quite far off the pace.
And cutting all the corners he can.
He's trying to get in as many laps as he possibly can, just taking all the measures on the outlap. That may have to be looked at by the stewards. Man is becoming a bit of a threat on track if he's doing things like that, just trying to get in more laps during qualifying. But we see the McLaren driver coming across the line, goes P8. Decent lap there from him. Byride as well. I've heard a lot about him, but he's slowly getting better and better at the game, so that's good to see.
I believe he's on keyboard still. I'm not sure though.
Well, if that is the case, he's done very well for himself, getting him up into P10 or P9 rather. I'm sorry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but yeah, it's going to be an interesting qualifying. Obviously, Tier 2020 is still the I'd say probably the tier that gets the most number of outliers. I'd say we get the keyboard players and we get the people on varying input methods, because most of the Tier 3 drivers have slotted into Tier 2020. So it kind of serves as like the
minority tier.
I didn't want to phrase it that way, but that pretty much is what it is. We've seen a lot of Steam sales now, etc. So we've seen a lot of the 2020 guys move to 2021, even considering the massive upfront cost of 2021. Nearly 3,000 rupees is a joke, but
I still don't think it's justified to pay that much. But yeah,
I mean, left to us, we would have none of us would have really gone for 2021 had we known that it was the shit show that it is. But well, for the sake of progression and all that, we had to do it, and so we're on 2021. But I don't think there's much of a difference between the two games, apart from the pace of the cars and the liveries, of course. So left to us, we'd still be on 2020. I think a lot of people are still in agreement that 2020 is the better game in terms of stability. Which is funny to say, because when we were playing 2020, we were just complaining about it.
Yeah, but, it's like they fix it slowly and they patch it up by December, and which is where 2021 is reaching to slowly. So hopefully we can move to 2021 all the tiers, and it'll be fine, hopefully. But yeah, right now 2020 is the better stable game right now. Also cheaper.
Yeah, that too.
If you miss this sale.
There will be other sales, so if you are watching in the chat and you're thinking about getting F1 2021 and it's still too expensive, don't worry. more Steam sales will come and the game will get ever cheaper. I believe at some point it will get less than maybe 1500 rupees, and at that point, snap up the game because it's probably the cheapest it'll ever be, apart from when 2022 comes out, and then they try to get your business by bringing the game under $1,000, which is at that point a scam. So don't go for that. Yeah, and get involved with IRC leagues as well. If you have 2020 or 2021, we're still doing league racing for 2020. So if you have the game, do feel free to join us with the link in the description.
Oh no, it's actually the finale, so this is the last of 2020. But yeah, there's open lobbies going on all the time.
There'll definitely be people active on the game still beyond the life of the game. So nothing to worry about there. Ooh, as he goes very, very deep into turn 8 there. That will not help his lap at all. Coming through turn 9, a very difficult corner actually, turn 9 and 10. Definitely, I would say an ABS user. I think judging by his inputs, he's on either keyboard or controller, and they do tend to use a couple of assists. And I think actually around this track, the assists do help you massively. ABS and traction control definitely will come in handy around this track. And I feel like turning the assists up a little bit might actually grant you half a tenth or maybe a second up to a second of pace in the lap, as Eric Griffin invalidates by running wide.
By the way, this is the same place he invalidated last time, I think. So
I feel like that corner catches a lot of people off. You feel like you're carrying a lot of speed through there, you can make it, and then you just run fractionally wide, and the track limits are very strict on 2021. I think they're equally strict on 2020. So
yeah, it's a bit tricky because if you like hug the inside corner and if you touch even the slightest of a bit to those curbs, you're gonna spin, and if you don't touch it, you're probably gonna go wide, which is, you have to like really get that perfect line in. So here we see he's gone wide here, which is fine, and then you take the inside curb here. You cannot touch this curb on the right, otherwise it will spin you out. That's the way it is.
it's a classic insta spin curve for
Yeah.
Codemasters. But even I think even in real life at that speed, if you touch the inside curb, I'm pretty sure it has an effect on the differential, on the rear differential, because the speed is different between the inside wheel and the outside wheel and causes the car to spin.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so definitely an interesting corner, a fun one. That whole section is very nice, and if you get it right, it's so satisfying. But finally, we see SSJ putting up the kind of pace that we expect from him. A 25 lap from him as well, or a 26.2, I think I can see.
That is 26.2, yes. Just 3/10 off Charles.
Yep, so finally we've seen a driver come very, very close to Charles right now, who is currently just chilling out in the pit lane. I think it's good that he set such a mega lap right on the first lap, because he can conserve all those tire sets, and even if he does get dethroned, even if he does go to P2 or P3, that's not going to affect him greatly in the race. He can get a mega start, and then he can control the pace from there, and assuming we have safety cars, etc., it's going to be a very, very slow burner, let's say. As his Williams teammate currently finds himself in P10, Adsi, who had that contact on his first out lap. Let's see if he can improve on that. Improved on his personal best in Sector 1, but not quite a purple sector, even though the in-game minimap is telling us, our telemetry says otherwise. Haha, in your face, Codemasters. Our telemetry beats yours. Coming through turn 10, I've seen Adsi has got some really, really consistent, clean lines. The man has got good knowledge of the track, good knowledge of the limits of his car as well. So hopefully this should be a good lap for him, moving him up into the top 5, maybe even the top 3. Ooh, as he gets a little bit of a moment, it felt like he got a little bit of a moment coming through turn 11 through turn 12, good through there, improved again on his personal sector, and he's invalidated.
It was a very clean lap till then.
It was a really, really clean lap until then. Maybe not right on the verge of the top. Maybe not on the verge of the top 3, but definitely would have been a very good lap for top 5. So right now the top 5 is Madhav, aka Shalalak. We have SSJ Assassin, then we have Neon, then we have Ripe, and then we have Sajar, I guess he pronounces Sajar in the Renault.
Yep, I think Sajar.
And then we have Ink, Daryl Gerald, Uday Agarwal, Bioride, and Adsi, I believe. Oh, no, wait. I think Adsi has been dethroned by Manish Kanchan in P10. So yeah, I'd see out of the top 10, but that's your top 10 as it currently stands, and we're into the final 3 minutes and 15 seconds of qualifying. So now will be the time when all these drivers come out onto a fresh set of tires and really go for it. And we've seen, and we're seeing Charles Leg has also come out on a new set of tires, and he's currently on his fast. Oh wait, no, actually no, he's still in the pits. Never mind. The top three are still in the pits, but Ripe is on his out lap, and he'll get his flying lap started. A former Tier 2 2021 driver has now found himself back in Tier 2020. Let's see how the former Tier 2 driver does coming through turn 1. Good line through there. You have to take it a little wide through turn 2. If you narrow the line too much, it unsettles the car. Really good line through there. DRS open down to turn 4. You have the optimum line, putting two wheels outside of the track, doesn't quite run that wide, taking it a little conservative on the track limits, not quite extracting the maximum amount of time to turn 5 and 6. Very good through there. Down on his personal best through sector 1. That's not going to help his lap time at all as he comes through turn 8. Important to get the car rotated over to the right for turn 9. Doing well on this lap so far. A little bit of jaggedy inputs. I think Ripe is on keyboard, if I'm not wrong, or is he on controller?
No, I believe he's on the controller, yeah.
Cool. Good lap from Ripe so far, keeping it very clean. Through turn 13, very nice through there. Very conservative with the track limits. I don't think he's extracting all the time he possibly has. I think there's a lot of time still on the board for him if he just were to put those track limits to the test a little bit. As he doesn't take the track limits at turn 14, 15 either. As he comes past the line with the Red Bull driver, displace anyone he moves one position up in the standings to P3 and displaces Neon, I believe, from the top.
I believe Charles won't be coming out because he won't be getting a lap in. It's just a minute left, and his previous 2 laps were so confident that he is just chilling out now.
We also have DWAJIN in the commentary box, former Tier 2 driver as well.
Yep, hello guys, what's up?
You tell us what's up.
So we have an interesting title fight today, I guess.
Yeah,
4 people fighting for the title.
Please go through the drivers and explain what's the point situation and who needs to be where to actually win.
Okay, so SSG Assassin has 116 points currently. Neon with 110, Manish with 109, and Ink with 107 points. So the gap is like 9 points. And for SSG Assassin to win, I think he has to be P3 at least to get the title. But then again, for P2 it's
right now, yeah.
Yes, and for P2 in the Drivers' Championship, there are 3 people contending for it. So it's like 3 points dividing them. It's going to be really, really close, and it's going to be very interesting, and the race is just going to get more and more interesting. Like for now, we know that SS Yasin is in a good spot right now. He is on his way to win the title if he stays P2 and can finish the race in P2. And Ink, Neon are also looking good, but Manish is sitting down in P11. I don't think he has put in many laps.
Yeah, he's also in the pit, so which means he's done for the quali.
He's done for the quali.
Meanwhile, Uday has invalidated his lap. The only guy I think outside on track, and he's coming. And I guess that's a wrap for quali. Neon, Neon is P2. Oh, he snatches P2 from SSGin.
Oh, this is very interesting now.
It's going to go down to the finish line, which will be interesting for us.
As Neon is only 5 points behind Assassin, it's gonna be really, really interesting because for P1 you get 25, for P2 you get 18, and with that gap, it's we cannot say who is who will get the win, because it's really close now.
Indeed, very close at the top, and Neon has clinched P2, so he will start on the front row. But I do believe Shah's leg has qualified on pole with a mega lap that only took him one set of tires to do, 125.9, and from there on the times trail off a little bit. Neon 2/10 off. I believe that is the SSJ Assassin in P3, Ripe in P4, Ink in P5. Sarger in P6, Daryl Gerald? Yes, Daryl
Yes.
Gerald in P7, Uday Agrawal in P8, Eric Griffin P9, Byride P10, Manish Kanchan P11, Adsi P12, Soham De P13, Rajesh in P14, and Ninad in P15. I don't think Ninad even set a lap.
So
So
from the looks of it, Manish tried to go on a medium strategy but has failed in doing so, and he's also out of the top 10, which is a this is another deal. So far, there are like two drivers with medium, that is Manish and Somde, but both have put in very mediocre lap times with those tires. And Manish being fighting for the title, I don't think it was the right choice for him to do the laps on medium. But let's hope for the best.
my apologies if I keep dropping in and out a little bit. My Wi-Fi has been acting up all day today. Don't know why.
It's weird, right? Because always every Sunday it's the Wi-Fi problem. For me as well. Like on the day when I'm home and I want to chill, the Wi-Fi decides to head out.
It's honestly bloody stupid. I don't understand.
Every Sunday.
The only explanation I have is that everybody's at home and everybody wants Wi-Fi, so they don't have enough bandwidth for all of us. But if that was the case, then the world wouldn't operate. So
Yeah.
I don't really know
It's just
how
a
it works.
conspiracy theory, I think,
But
from the.
okay, my Discord quality seems to have improved a little bit now, so I can get a little bit more involved. But yeah, as DWAJIN was saying, there's a lot riding on the line for these top four drivers. They each have a different margin of points. The top, obviously, SSJ is at the top by, I believe, 3 or 4 points, and he currently holds top spot. But it's, anything can change over the course of the 50% race, as we saw yesterday. So many ups and downs, so many unpredictable factors. Definitely a safety car or two could really ruffle up the order a bit. And yeah, it really is everything to play for in this season finale, as it has been for the whole season. We've seen so many different drivers drop in and out of the top three, inherit the lead of the championship. So yeah, really looking forward to this race, and I think Dwajin will agree with me here in that this is going to be a very exciting prospect for us.
And it's four people fighting for the title instead of like what do you say, two. It's double the people, and we
It's
see
double
people riding
jeopardy.
up. Yes.
Yeah, double jeopardy, as we would say. Yeah.
Oh, so we're
And
going.
are we going?
Oh
Well,
yeah, we are
oh,
going.
we're going straight to the race. We got a little bit blue ball there. Charles' leg has gotten a pretty questionable start as Neon has slipped into the lead already, but Mother will try around the outside and retains P1 smartly. Good move there from Mother to retain the race lead. I think a lot of drivers were caught off by that. Does Tier 2020 usually have a formation lap? I think it
I
does. I think
believe they do, but
we have the Tier 2020 coordinator, Dwajin. Hello. Do we
yes,
have
we do have a
formation?
formation lap from what I remember.
It's everybody's been caught a little bit cold there, caught a little flat-footed, and Neon has tried to take advantage of that. But Madhav, using his extensive experience, has tried to defend his position as SSJ. I believe locks up a little bit there. It did seem like he was locking up, but I believe I believe SSJ is on a wheel, so could be that no assist, in which case, yes, that was a lockup, and it's very easy to lock up into turn 10 as well. He's lost a bit of time there in the dirty air. The dirty air definitely more of a factor in 2020 than it is in the newer cars this year. Of course, 2022 is going to be the real change to the regulations, making the cars easier to follow. We see a couple of drivers desynced there. I believe there was Ninad as well, who is desynced and is currently in last place, but I think he's come back as well. His car was briefly ghosted. Uh, Neon right on Madhav's tail right now, not much separating the two drivers. He does inherit fastest lap of the race, but that will definitely change. He's got good pace. As we've seen in qualifying, there's an overtake happening behind him. as a couple of drivers are going side by side. That's Ink going down the inside of Sajid. Sajid has to drop back to P5. Good overtake there from Ink. Now, let's see where all the championship rivals currently stand. So we have SSJ Assassin in P3 right now, I believe. Yes, and we Neon down in. Oh, Neon is up into P2. Good. So as the points currently stand, he will take the championship, but all to play for. Manish Kanchan a little bit further down in the standings. He's in P8 right now, and Ink is also right on the cusp of the top three. So three of the four championship rivals are currently in second, third, and fourth, with Madhav currently running away from the pack, not part of the championship battle at all. Madhav, please slow down. Please make this interesting for us.
Madhav just want to get away and be like, I'm not involved in this title championship and I don't want to get involved either. And Neon is just trying to hold off SSJ as much as he can. And we can see when Ink is trying to get up in the podium points so that he can snatch the title. But this will get really interesting with the pit stops versus the make and the tire compound they choose. But it doesn't seem so likely that Manish Kanchan will be getting a position on any other drivers, because the drive has pace and even Eric has some pace. So
We
it
can
will
go
take a
on
while
board,
for.
right? You can just go on board, right? I believe he's currently in a battle with Eric Griffin down into turn one. Not quite close. My apologies. I thought he was a little closer than that based on the delta. As both Alfa Romeos almost make contact. Oh my goodness. They almost are late breaking himself and making a catastrophic mistake, but just manages to hold it in place. And there's a Ferrari facing the other way.
Right spinning, Manish Kanchan going into P7, and now because of team order, I think Eric will let Manish pass, and he might be trying to get a move on Caesar in the next lap, because Manish definitely has a pace. SSJ Assassin trying his best to get a move on Neon on the inside, but Neon is like, nope, the door is closed, you're not allowed to make a move on the inside.
Tell you what, SSJ and Neon's little squabbling is allowed Charles' leg to pull a little bit of a gap. It's allowed Madhav to extend his gap to about 2 seconds. And dare I say, this is very, very similar to the Tier 2 race yesterday. We saw the likes of Paris pulling away from the rest of the field when Banath had to defend from a couple of guys behind him. So we're seeing a little bit of deja vu. Have I seen this before? As SSJ Assassin is currently trying to battle Neon, and it's going to be interesting to see how long Neon defends his position, because it's going to be important to conserve those tires. We saw that tire conservation and keeping a hold of those softs for as long as possible is going to be very, very important. Casey, if we can we bring up the tire age as well as the telemetry if we can for these guys?
We do see Manish picking up a penalty, and SSJ is just trying to get a move on Neon. He's trying
He has to
everything.
be patient. He has to be patient, because by going too hard on those soft tires, he's just going to burn them off at a more rapid pace. You have to hold on until at least the DRS zone and try to get a move done there. But it all depends on his exit out of this corner here, as it seems like there's a bit of contact there, and Neon is pushed a little bit, but he still manages to hold his car. But that has caused SSJ to slow down a bit. Making contact has obviously shocked him a bit, and it has rattled him, and he has dropped back a little bit as a result of that. But Neon keeps the position. Guess what? That little mishap between the two of them has allowed Madhav to pull out a massive gap. 3.2 seconds now between Charles' leg and the rest of the field.
Pulling and pulling and pulling.
It's pulling like a freight train.
Yes.
But something that is important to note here is, as Moto was mentioning yesterday, is that the undercut is very, very dangerous here, as in it's very potent. So we see Madhav losing those soft tires towards the end. He definitely is pushing every single lap, but it does seem like those soft tires are starting to drop off a little bit for him after just 4 laps. So now it's all about maintaining that delta that he has now, 2.7 seconds. Manish Kanchan, currently the only championship contender who's on the reverse strategy. He's on the medium tires, and that was, I believe, SSJ Assassin running wide again. Feel like he's pushing a bit too hard in these opening couple of laps. Just need to bide his time, wait for Neon to make a mistake, wait for Neon to have a slip up. He's just pushing a little bit too hard. But I was just mentioning that, and there Neon makes another
Ooh.
mistake. SSJ needs to be close enough to capitalize on these, but he's making mistakes in his own right and not able to capitalize on this. As he slips down the inside, tries for the cutback move. He'll have DRS now, but that brief cutback opportunity has left him a little bit flat-footed down the straight, and he loses time again to Neon. Just frustrating SSJ massively because he's getting opportunities, but he's not able to take them. And by fighting with Neon for so long, it's allowed Sajar into the battle as well for a podium. And now SSJ has something to think about.
Well, I think Ink actually lost the position to Sager, if I'm not wrong.
Oh yeah, he had gotten the move done
Yes,
up the
he
inside.
got the move done on the inside. But we can see that only Manish and Soham, they are on the reverse strategy. But I think it's going to favor Manish, to be honest, because he started P11. But okay, now why don't we look at this?
SSJ has come through for a very easy overtake on Neon. Neon having a little bit of an oversteery moment coming out of turn 15, and now he has Sajar to worry about as well. He's gotten a very poor exit out of turn 2 as well. Sajar now right on his tail. He has DRS, he has ERS, and because of the inferior exit, Sajar may have an opportunity down the inside into turn 4. He does go for it. Neon sees the move come and gives the respective amount of space, and that is very well defended from Neon there. Had to worry about Sajar, but he does have to worry about him going into the next DRS straight because Neon has dropped out of the top. Has dropped out of the top. Also, Madhav has made a mistake. When did this happen? Charles' leg has dropped down to P5.
This is very, very, very interesting now. SSJ in P1 is all set to win the title if he stays there and manage to put a gap between him and Ink and Manish. But let's see what happens. And because of that mistake Charles has made, now it has become more of a tough job for Neon to get into that, get that title.
I believe Neon have a very oversteery car right now. He's really struggling with that rear end, and this will allow Sajar in the Renault to fully utilize that. It's also very weird.
I will say that Assassin picks up a 3-second penalty for track limits, and this is a very interesting turn of events. Now Neon is gonna, I think, cool down a bit, and he'll try to pit early, maybe, and try to get an undercut on Assassin. Let's see what he opts for, and Sager is trying to get a move on Neon as well.
Neon and Ink right now are in a good position. They are not that far off SSJ, and SSJ obviously has his 3-second time penalty, which technically speaking would even allow him to finish behind Madhav as if the race finished as it currently stands. But it's never quite that simple in F1. So obviously there's going to be 1 or 2 mixes, and we see an actually decent looking non-Russian Haas livery.
Definitely agree with you.
Yeah, and also it's weird seeing a Renault on the grid after so long, after seeing the Alpine for nearly a year.
Yes,
Very,
the
very
Renault and even the Racing Point.
Oh yeah, we don't have Racing Point anymore. We don't have pink cars on the grid. But it just feels so natural. We've been seeing pink cars for so long. It's a Racing Point. Forgotten. There's no lovely green Aston Martin anymore. What a shame. But we less reminiscing more on the current race as Sajar locks up a little bit, but not too much of an issue for him. A little bit of a battle going on in the back there between Daryl Gerald and Uday Agrawal. And I wanted to ask you as well, DWAJIN, is Uday Agrawal related to Tanish? Because
No, I don't think
have
so.
very similar ways of
they do
naming
have
themselves.
very similar usernames, but I'm pretty sure they're not related.
Everyone goes for the AGG. Uday aggressive, Tanish aggressive. Let's go.
We do a spun Mercedes. I think that was Eric Griffin who spun. Yes, that was Eric Griffin who spun.
That's a shame for Eric.
Assassin pitting now. I think Neon is going to go longer on those tires.
What tire is Assassin pitted to? He's pitted to another set of softs.
Oh, he's doing a 2-stop strategy.
This is interesting. Hello, Nirma. How are you doing?
Hello, sirs.
So, Nirma, to get you updated, we have 4 drivers who are fighting for the title, and the point gap is 9 points from P1 to P4.
Yo.
Yes, so that is really, really close, and currently Neon is in P1, but he has to still pit, and we have seen Assassin pitting for a soft, and I think he's going to go on 2-stop strategy. So and he also has a 3-second penalty. So what are your thoughts on this?
I think it's going to be very. I have no idea. I cannot. I no. My mind cannot process what's going on.
Yeah,
I'm getting a
because
malfunction error in my mind. Oh my god.
so
So we're getting basically an Abu Dhabi in Bahrain.
yes,
Essentially.
but with 4 drivers.
I mean, that's basically Abu Dhabi 2010.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Nice.
And the 4 drivers are Manish Kanchan, Neon, Assassin, and Ing. So these 4 drivers are fighting for the title, and Assassin having the largest gap. He has 9 points advantage over Ing, who is in P4, and the gap between P2, 3, and 4 is 3 points.
I would say this is pointing towards Assassin, obviously, because
Yes.
he has the pace in the previous race. He has been amazing, showing the pace.
But as you say that, we can see that Neon has pitted for hard. So pretty sure is on a one-stop strategy instead of two-stop like Assassin. This is gonna get really, really, really interesting to the end. And I think any type of safety car will have an advantage for Neon because he's in the odds, and we see Ninad going off track and entering again. Charles Leclerc on medium tires, getting purple sectors.
It's going to be fun and interesting if Charles Leclerc. Oh, okay. If Charles, interrupts.
Well, he was P1. He started P1, but I think he had a little moment, and he is now back down at P8. He was leading the race for quite a few laps, but then again dropped off because he spun, as I said. And we see Neon trying to make some moves, and we see a yellow flag. I think it is okay. I think Rajesh has just bent the car, and I think he lost his front
So
wing.
I'm just gonna tag out, boys. I'll leave you in the capable hands of DWAJIN and Nirma. They'll
Yes, I
handle
just say
the
that
rest
Neon
of
makes
the
a move
race.
on Adsi pretty very easily, and Sager is right behind Adsi. I think he's gonna get the move done on Adsi as well.
Yes, we have a four-car battle. Madhav going for the inside line. It's a four-way battle, but he backs off with the Renault. Almost hitting the Ferrari. Ferrari taking the inside line again. The Renault backing off now. Will the Renault make a move on Neon? Sager probably going for the inside line. He does not have DRS. Interesting. The
Ooh,
Renault getting touched by Neon. Neon also spins. That's
this
the
is a
Charles Leclerc battle. That's the Charles Leclerc moment from Bahrain, probably 2020, 2019.
this is a shocker for Neon. He was battling out for the title, and Sager just knocks him out out of the championship. But we cannot say we can still have an SC and a safety car, and things can just change. But yes, that is pretty disappointing for Neon as Sager just taps him on the rear, and both of them lose the
I
car.
think Sager is the one who came out worse from that incident. To be honest, look, P5. Sager
Yes.
trying to go for the move on Adsi, still on the inside, locks up a little bit on stars. Sager holds it on completely well. Adsi falls out of position. Sager is now back to P7. Neon comes out best from that entire situation. Is now P5 followed
But
by
still
P6.
loses 2 positions from Madhav and Somde. So yes, that is a bummer for him. But we see a yellow flag again. I think it's McLaren again.
Rajesh is not having a very good time. Sorry.
Yes.
Spun out second time already. Would not want to interrupt the title battle there.
Yes, as I say that Manish has still didn't pits because he started on the mediums, but we have to see what is his strategies. He's going to for a 2-stop or a 1-stop, because we can see Assassin is on a 2-stop and Neon is on a 1-stop strategy. So anything can happen at this moment.
I think Manish Kanchan is on a very good pace
Strategy.
right now,
Yes, he
because
is.
if he can make his mediums go a little bit longer, he can probably try to risk it on the softs, I guess. Or you can go to the hards and push every single lap like an animal and still have the clear.
Yes, I think he's gonna go for the Hearthstone and just play it safe because uh, he's gonna get a 20-second split window, so he will be losing some positions. But yes,
He'll probably come out around P8 to P10.
yes, yes. From the looks of it, he will be coming out at P8 to P9, and Sager is still at the back of Ink, and I think Ink has got a move on Sager, if I'm not wrong.
As you see the three cars go from onto the DRC. They are straight. Ink, Sager, Neon, all within a second of each other. They do not get enough speed to get into each other's overtaking spot. Sager breaks absolute later than Ink. Closes the gap between the two of these cars. Absolute mad right there. I think it's going to be the same thing over here. He breaks. No, I mean, alright, you mean it's different. It wasn't as big as turn one. Wow, it goes that gap there.
But Ink and Sager both getting DRS, and it's really a great battle between these two. And Sager is just trying to stick it up on the inside of
Goes on the
Ink.
inside.
And oh,
Sager
that is
slides
really
across the
unfortunate.
wing. They touched Martin. They touched.
That is really unfortunate for Sager. But on a good side of things, we can say that Ink is back for the for at least P2 in the championship, maybe if he fights for it. He's gonna catch up to Neon. He's gotta catch up to Neon if he wants to get the P2 in the championship. But I think Assassin is set for the title if he can stay there and he gets his strategy right. What do you say?
Wow, alright.
Okay, that is some aggressive weaving from Daryl. Something new.
That's a penalty.
It's a definite penalty right there.
That's a penalty. According to the regulations, you can only move twice.
Yep, you can move twice.
Go off the line and go back on the line.
Go up on the racing line, yes.
As long as he learns this, something new, it's cool. But if he did that knowing this thing, yeah, that's unsportsmanlike. Absolutely unsportsmanlike. But that was fun to watch.
Casey, can you increase Nirma's volume?
How dare you
I believe
reduce
he'll
my
have to do
volume?
it himself because it's his VC.
Alright.
How dare you do this to me, people? I know.
Yeah, fine for me, but okay, Daryl is trying his best to get a move on Uday, but yes, as we have seen from his aggressive weaving, he can set up a textile shop maybe. Okay, he's going on the inside and ooh, Uday just closes the door and Daryl held it very well.
Lauren Driver's accumulating penalties with Neon. Or
It is a VSC. There's a lot of debris on the start finish if you haven't seen.
Okay, this is gonna spice things up really more. I think
gives
Assassin.
Manish Kanchan the blessed moment to go into the pits, and so does SSTS.
Oh, okay, this is gonna get really spicy now. Manish has gotten a free pit stop. I think he's the luckiest guy on the racetrack now. Madhav decides not to pit and stays ahead since he is on 5-lap old mediums. Okay, the VSC has ended and now Neon has pit? No. Okay, only Manish and Assassin have pit and SSJ Assassin has gotten on the medium tires, which I think is the right choice for him, but he still has to fight Manish, and Neon is on 4-lap old hearts, so I think Assassin is on a disadvantage here. Still, but he has to try his best to get back on the track and gain the positions.
Manish Kanchan still having the on-track position on SSG Assassin. Neon currently leading from drivers I hope that are battling for the championship from the top, from the Ink, Manish Kanchan, SSG Assassin. It's getting to be very spicy.
The 4 title contenders are really close together, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna battle it. Okay, and Uday goes on the inside and
Again, it's the exact same thing that happened to Sager, but then goes to his inside line, does not get it though. Might go to stick, but no, he does not get a good exit. Uday gets a better exit. That's said and done.
Well, Daryl is trying as hard as he can to get a move on Uday. As they passed him, I think 2 laps before, and Daryl was trying to defend it as much as he can, but couldn't. Well, the gaps are pretty high now. Madhav just decided not to quit and just takes P1 again, and I think he'll be able to finish on those tires. But still, this is gonna be really, really interesting for the title contenders.
Iron gonna get swallowed by Uday.
Oh my God! What just happened? What have we just witnessed?
Brake failure?
For both.
Oh my god!
Oh,
Oh my god! Thank you, Joel Martin, for that posting. Oh,
that would have been very, very horrible. I don't know what both of the drivers were thinking. Yes, that would have definitely brought on the SC for at least 3 to 4 laps, for 2 to 3 laps. But yes, thank you, Codys, for not letting that happen, I guess. Or maybe not. That was pretty interesting stuff from both Bahrain and Uday. Just missing the breaking mark point. The drivers are pretty spaced out now, and Uday is trying to go for this move, but doesn't stick it properly, and Bahrain just moves from that freely. Oh, and we see Ninad has retired from the position. I don't know what might have caused him to retire. Yes, I think he has retired in the pits, maybe. Oh no, it's
no,
a
he
VSC.
retired on the exit of the final qualifier. That's the car if you see on the map.
Yes. Again, this is gonna change things up majorly. So let's see who it actually advantages and not. We see Daryl and Uday both pitting now. This certainly has gotten more interesting as people are on similarly aged tires, and if there's a full safety car, this is going to change many things. And can we see the penalties? Yes. So we can see both Manish and SSA Assassin having 3 seconds of penalties each, and that is a lot of ground to cover as they are not in the top 3 at least. Yes, they are not in the top 3, so they will have to cover up a lot of time and also gain the positions on Ink and Neon to fight for the title.
I think Manish Kachi would want to hold a message assassin, but that in turn is going to throw away the title for Manish since
Yes.
Neon is up front, followed by Ink. It's going to get really interesting to see how they deal with the situation because obviously Manish Kachi will want to finish ahead of.
What just gets a run up on Barrett and makes a move done very cleanly, and Barrett leaves in the space, and Natsi goes on the outside and gets the move. And Assassin is trying to get a move on Manish here, but is not able to. He's on the fresher tires and the softer compound as well. So we might be seeing Assassin overtaking Manish, but again, he will have to gain the positions on Ink and Neon to even have a chance to win the title.
I think
Would
in the long run, Manish Kanchan has the advantage because obviously Pete and Timar die out.
Yes, they're definitely gonna die in the last 5 laps. Oh, and with a very
And they have a Saudi Arabia incident. I think you can't blame it on Manish because he didn't.
yes, but and this is just losing time on that corner.
But good. The only good thing is that he didn't get any damage and he didn't spin
Yes.
out. So yeah, let's be happy for that.
Yes, SSJ going on the inside and Manish. Oh my god!
Oh, and it's a retirement. It's a retirement for Manish Kanchan.
Okay, then
Oh
that just
my god.
that was really interesting, I'd say, because I think Manish was trying to give him the space and SSJ just pushed
It's just,
him
yeah, it's just he wanted to go
just
to the racing
go
line
to the
as much
racing
as he
line.
could, and he just got pushed out by
But
SSG Assassin.
that
I
is
think,
gonna
yeah,
be a
that's
very
completely gonna be heated in the group chat
oh
and the steward side. It's gonna be
that is
getting heated.
very interesting to say the least. Yes, it's a proper safety car, and I think everyone is gonna pit for on very old tires. And SSJ is gonna get the softs. Yes, he is going to change the soft compound tires, and I think he's serving the penalty in the pits.
Wow.
That was really something special, and Manish is just out of the championship contention now. It's on the 3 drivers. But yes, this is. I say the chat is going to get very interesting now. And yes, Manish is not happy at all with what Assassin has done. Assassin is not proud of what he has done, from what I can see. But yes, this can be looked at after the race. But yes, that definitely puts off Manish out of the championship contention. And yes, this has gotten very interesting to say at least. And we can see Madhav pitting now. I think this is gonna be a very easy win for Neon or Ink, depending on how they fight. So that was something to look at.
My heart breaks for Manish Kanchan.
Yes, that is a really sad thing to happen to Manish, but
Yeah, I can't say
I
anything
mean,
to make the situation
we
any better.
well, Manish was asking for a interesting race today, but I think he got the interesting, the most interesting race ever.
Yes.
He's not happy about what has happened, from what I can see. Well, now, what are the standings look like? If you can go through Nirma.
The championship standings, I assume you're
No,
talking
like
about.
now.
Okay, uno momento por favor. The race is being led by Charles Leclerc, followed by Neon, who was 1.2 behind, both on fresh softs. P3 Inc. in the racing point, fresh mediums, 1.5 behind Neon. Now, that's the top three, followed by SSG Assassin, 11 seconds behind, with a penalty on fresh hards. Sohamde, 7.8 behind fresh mediums. Sager, 5.3 behind, 5 lap all hards. It's mediums. Wow. Seventh position is Uday, 13 seconds behind, in 2 lap all mediums. Adsi on fresh socks, ripe on fresh socks, by right on fresh mediums, Dado Jared, fresh mediums, Rajesh, fresh socks, Eric Griffin, fresh socks.
It's interesting. I think I was mistaken by saying that Assassin has gone on softs, but no, he has taken the hard compound tires. It is really interesting. I don't know why he has done that, but I think something's going on in his mind. He's trying something, I guess. But yes, that was not a very good move from Assassin from the looks of it. Uh, well, the only way now he can get the championship is if Neon and Ink have collided and just DNF out of nowhere, which is not likely.
Ink is not in the session, if you saw that, right?
Okay, this is interesting. I guess he'll just join back again after some time. Let's see. He has to be racing for 75% of the race, driving the car for 75% of the race, and which will make sure that he'll get the points. Again, this is a very tricky situation. Yes, I think Ink's AI just bit him, which is really unfortunate. Can we go on boarding, please? Yes, Ink has disconnected sadly. I think he's. Oh yes, he's disconnected. So it's down to Neon and SSG Assassin, and I think it's pretty clear on what's gonna happen. And Ink has quit very sadly. His AI has quit for him, which is really unfortunate. But on the good side, let's say that Neon is clear of all the drivers. It's only the two of them now. Pretty interesting finale for Tier 2020 and a good send off for F1 2020, the game itself. Uh,
Neon just needs to outscore SSG Assassin by 6 points. Just 6 points is all he needs. I'd say Ink is kind of out of battle because he needs to outscore SSG Assassin by 11 points as of now.
yes.
So, sorry, 9 points as of now.
Yeah,
So,
9 points, 9 points.
so yeah, I mean, I'd say it's completely gone for Ink. So it's only going to be the battle between Neon, SSG Assassin.
And if Assassin tries something of the same sort which he has done to Manis, then I guess the championship is his. But
No. Trust me.
well,
I know I know the students. They're not gonna let that pass. They're not gonna let the Manish Kanchan go by very
yes.
quickly. So
But if
expect
there,
him to sway towards Neon unless it's just as he protects it and makes a huge gap.
which is
That
very unlikely.
unlikely, yeah, because he's on hot
Hard
tires.
as and Neon is on soft. I'm pretty sure Neon is gonna just fly away and just stay with Chalalak as close as possible because Charles is the fastest man right now on this track. Uh, but yes, Assassin, as Harry says, yes, SSJ is gonna get eaten alive on that soft. It was a very weird choice to go on the hard compound tires. Uh, Other than that, it's the grid is looking pretty good. It's only it's what can you say? Okay, we can see Achilles giving some very wrong ideas, saying, "Come on, SSJ, go hard, crush Neon."
Oh,
That's
oh. You're naughty. You're teasing me. You're naughty.
yes. Uh, we can say the safety car might go in any lap now, this lap or the next lap. But yes, people just getting penalties and Daryl just picking up a TT just like that. Uh, yes, with that 3 second and with that hard compound tires, it is a very tough decision. Uh, yes.
Dina asked a question. SSJ leads the championship by 9 points.
Yes.
Uh, no, he does not because he's leading by 6 points, followed by Leon, who is 6 points behind. So I
Okay, he
think
meant like
Leon,
that. Okay.
yes, so he needs to outscore by 6 points. But what's the situation with the current points system? P2 scores 18 and P3 scores 12.
Yes, if I'm not wrong, it is 12, I guess. Yes.
So I think they're going to be equal on points if this happens, if this is the finishing order. And no
Yes.
matter what penalties are being applied to SSJ, this is going to be the finishing order. But with the way that they're lined up in the championship standings, SSJ will win the
They've
Drivers'
crashed.
Championship.
SSJ has been crashed. Neon crashed. Guys.
What?
What?
Yeah, they crashed out. Somebody brake checked and they went into each other and just before they could go green.
Oh no! What is
They have
happening?
penalties?
I think King is okay. What is happening? I'm really curious.
Um,
3 of the drivers from the title contenders are out, and okay. Well, that is
so does Ink win? No, because he's
yes.
disconnected.
If he is driving, if he's not disconnected, I think he is set. And if he has driven 75% of the race, and I think it is his championship to win. If he's in the points,
My internet just uninstalled itself. Can I get a rundown of what happened? Should I just rewind on the YouTube stream?
I guess you could try to rewind on the YouTube stream, but we didn't have a look at it. But from what Casey had
We
said,
caught it on stream. Somebody brake checked. I don't know if it was Charles, but Neon. I think Red Bull lost his wing, went into Neon, and they both I think got taken out. I am not quite sure who brake
yeah,
checked
I'm
in
looking at
both
the
of those
stream
guys.
now.
Okay, so
It was very weird.
you see, the Red Bull was going on a steady pace.
Oh no! Daryl just crashes into SSG Assassin, the back of SSG Assassin, and SSG
Yeah.
Assassin just crashes into Neon.
Yeah,
And
so
that puts
Daryl has caused a very big incident and winning the controversy.
Daryl has done something
That
we should not be doing, and
So Byron is about to overtake Rajesh now. No, oh, he's almost gone into the back of him, but
Daryl
saved
has
it.
made a
Daryl
big,
has made
big,
a
big,
cardinals in
big
the
mess out of this race.
So now if we go back to the website,
We could. There's only one driver who's fighting for the contention now. It's only Ink.
yeah, now it's only Ink, and now he has to just outscore by 9 points.
He
All
just
he
has
for
to
10
get
points.
10 points.
Just
That's
10
it.
points. That's it.
Ink for the title.
No, but
Ethel is
he's
going
been
ham in
disconnected
the
for a while.
comment box.
What's his P6? What is P6 score? I have no idea. 8 points.
I'm really poor at this. Let me just have a look at it.
God. Wow, so SSJ, no, not SSJ.
Yes, so it's 25, followed by 18 points, followed by 15 points, followed by 12, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, and 1.
Where is he right now? He's 6. So he's essentially going to score.
8 points.
He just needs to get one overtake.
One overtake.
That's all he needs to win the drivers' championship.
And sadly, Ink is not in the session. If you have noticed, he is not in the session. He has to join back in the session and has to complete 75% of the race, which out of the 100%, he should be driving 75% of the race. So I guess
Does King have any idea what's going on?
pretty interesting, I'd say. Oh my god. Well, this is a very good finale. At least for the viewers and the commentators and everyone at IRC, and not the drivers.
Is SSD Assassin going to win the drivers' championship this way? Are you absolutely crazy? Are you playing with me?
This is just ridiculous at this point. Daryl messed up big time, and I think Manish is now not as angry as he was before, and I think he's chilling now that SSJ can't do anything about his championship, nor can Neon. And
But
it's
Ink is not in the session, so as long as that's the situation.
SSJ will be winning the
Yes.
title. Okay, that took turns pretty quickly.
As Ink has not responded to any of the admins and the coordinators' messages. They're trying their absolute best to get him to join.
He just has to join and just drive for the rest of the laps, and it is his championship. And Ink is just getting overtaken on the straight. This is very interesting. This is painful to watch, I think, for some of the guys. But on the good side of the things, Ripe is P2 out of nowhere. Eric Griffin is in P3. Rajesh in P4, Byron in P5. So I guess they're gonna give them good points for the team, but not. It doesn't contribute that much in the last race, but yes, definitely a good finishing on the last race, and I think they'll be happy with the finishing position. But yeah, we still have 4 laps of racing. So.
Oh, we have Ink in the session now. I think.
Oh yes,
He's back in
Ink,
the control.
Let's go. So you have 4 laps to get the championship.
Overtake 3 cars. You have 4 laps to get 3 cars.
All you have to do is get 3 cars, and Ink is already on a charge, I guess. Oh no,
Let's go.
it's at the end.
Let's go on board on Ink. Oh my god, he's right behind Ansi. He's trying to go on the outside line. Ansi goes outside and he covers the goes to the inside, goes for the absolute time
Ooh.
bomb. Beautiful move! Beautiful move. They've got one position now.
It
Ink
gets.
two more. And Ink, you got this, dude. You got this.
He's trying to use his ERs as conservative as possible, and as it just pushes him.
Yes, pushes him right at. Hey, Adzi, don't do that, dude. You don't want to be jumping into the middle of the championship battle. That's absolutely going to put you in the very, very dark pages.
And Ink now just needs to get 2 more positions, and that is Uday and Barrett, and which will seal the championship. Uday just blocked, closing the door on Ink, and Ink trying his best to get
Ink is
the move on.
going to get the DRS, so that's again E6 done and dusted for him because beautiful exit. Uday not even putting a fight for him. Gets
Ink
back to
just
E6 within
casually
one lap.
moving up to P6, and ooh, they're trying to get the best exit, but remains to stay behind Ink, which was a good choice in my opinion, and just let him go. He's on the fresher tires, and he has the pace. So yes, I think now it's only the job of him to getting Bayeride, who's in P5, and that's the done. Championship is signed.
As of now, Ink and SSS Stars are not
Equal on
in
points.
the Drivers' Championship. All he has to do is just get by.
Is that a
get
yellow
fastest
flag?
lap.
Okay,
Yes,
this is
it
the
is a
sector
yellow
3.
flag in Sector 2 and Sector 3. And going back to what I was saying, either he can score the fastest lap of the race, or he can just outscore Byron, basically finish P5. But I think Byron has
P5.
penalty if you want to go to the penalties.
Yes. Yes, he has 5 seconds of penalties, which is
Let's go. It's P5 already for Ink.
it is Ink. But if he gets the on-track position, I guess it's gonna be more worthy and more exciting for us. Why don't we just ignore the penalty and just
P4, I think it's going to be P4 for Ink because Rajesh is
yes. But why don't we ignore the penalty and make it more interesting so that we can have some fun for the last 2 laps of this race? And Ink is trying his absolute best to get the position on Barrett for now.
absolute no contention for the championship to be the only drivers, the soon-to-be drivers championship champion on the track. Now all he has to do is just outscore the drivers. He can drive conservative, he can drive safe, he does not need to put in the challenge now because if he's paying attention to his drivers on the left side of the screen, you see the penalties for
Yes.
Byron, so he knows what's up. He doesn't need to push anymore.
Yes, so this is really, really. And Harry's pointing out is saying he might have it removed, but I remember it being a speeding through pit lane penalty, so I guess it's a done deal for Ink from what I can say. No couple years, he cannot get that penalty removed, so
I think the penalty 5 seconds is probably for entering this pit.
pit lane and
No, but he has to serve it on. Exactly.
Yeah.
Doesn't he? So
Ooh.
he's going to be under VSC. No, VSC gives you.
yes, Harry is pointing out that he could have served it in the pit lane and gotten a 5 second again in the safety car. So
Oh,
again, Ink has to really fight. It's only that now it's the last lap of the race.
last time of the race. Hey, Rajesh
Barrett
goes
gets-
into the pit. Rajesh fits. Rajesh. No, he does not
No,
fit.
it doesn't fit you.
Oh no, I'm just doing cycling.
Barrett gets a move on Rajesh, and Ink just has to get the move on.
Yes, one
Sorry,
lap.
Barrett gets a move on Rajesh, and Ink.
1.5 lap to make the move on Rajesh. Rajesh is not having a very good exit. Yeah, he's going to get the move. Ink is going to get the move done in the next year straight. That's very easily said and done, I think, because the way that Rajesh is exiting, I don't think he's going to get a very good exit on the double left-handers.
Ink is just fighting for that track position, and he gets it easily.
He gets it done. Or did
He
Rajesh
gets it
just back
done.
off? I think Rajesh just backed off.
Oh, okay, this is really, really good. I
I think
think.
it just backed off. So
Yes,
as of now, ladies and
definitely.
gentlemen, you're watching Driver on Track, our current soon-to-be drivers champion. Within the next
doesn't win
lap,
it.
as long as he does not win it, he is currently the drivers champion by only 2 points.
This is some great stuff, but yes, only great for Ink, I'd say, not for the rest of the drivers who got killed pretty violently. And yes, Ink is I think is very, very happy right now, and
No matter how the other drivers you cannot take this away from how pissed off Manish might be, no matter
Now we
how
are on the
pissed off
last
SSJ
lap
might be.
of
They're
the race, of the last race in the season. Barrett
gets
picks up a
another
3 second again, and
and
Ink is
seals it.
just is
Seals
gonna
it for him.
glide to the world
Yes,
champion WTC.
as we're going to the final few corners and the final few sectors of this season. It has been an absolute pleasure to watch these boys race and an absolute pleasure to comms for you guys. And I am lucky to have commed for this race as well, to watch this gem of a race with you guys. The Ink P5 on track, P4 in points, sector yellow sectors. Two.
Rajesh, I think, has very bad tires. I think they are very old, soft tires. But yes, Ink is gliding to his victory right now. He just
Power
has to
outage.
drive the car to the finish line, and it's done. Ah, that was
What a race! What
what
a
a race! What a
race!
race!
There was nothing you could have done to take this championship away from Ink. The final corner on the track, as Ink might want to get the move done on Bahrain. No, he backs off
He
a
backs
bit.
off. He doesn't want to lose a position now, and as we are gonna
Going
go
to
to
the
the finish
start
line,
finish line. Du bist Weltmeister, Ink. Du bist Weltmeister. You are the Drivers' Championship
Ink
winner of
is the
winner
World
of
Drivers
what?
Championship.
Of F1 2020. And Ink
Let's
is
go.
P3.
Ink has done it. It wasn't his race, but in the end, because of some incidents on track, Ink is the World Drivers Champion for Tier 2020 Season 7. That was a very, very great race, very entertaining to see at least. Was a very, very, very fun race. Didn't expect anything like that. And damn, that was a very, very good way to end the race.
I'm gonna need some time to process what happened because,
I'm just
oh
out
my
of
god,
breath right now. I need to get some water. Damn, that race was interesting to say at least.
yikes, mamma mia! Like you couldn't not expect Ink to win. I mean, my books, Ink was completely out of the championship win or contention. It was all for me. It was all between Neon and SSG Assassin and Manish. But Ink out of nowhere.
Great stuff from everyone. But yes, that was really, really unfortunate for SSJ, Neon, and Manish. They were taken out pretty valiantly. Not fair. And yes, why don't we get the drivers in for the podium interview? Okay, see you. Yes, we do have Ink here,
Hey guys.
Ripe and Madhav, who finished in the top three of this race. So your thoughts, Madhav? Why don't we start off with you?
Sorry, what is the question? I just joined.
How was the race for you?
Uh, yeah, the race was good. I completely bottled it at the start. I was leading with like 5 seconds and I spun. And the VSC and the safety car really helped. Got back to P1 and then pretty good race overall. But I think I made only one overtake in this race, so not that interesting to be honest.
Yeah. And why don't we move on to Ripe? I think you're the luckiest driver on grid today.
Yes. Thank
Your
you.
thoughts on the race, please.
Uh, I'm feeling sad for SSJ. I still don't know if he has won the championship.
Sadly, he hasn't.
We
he
have
hasn't.
the champion with us here.
We have the
Oh,
champion in the
Ink was
VC
We
with us,
will
and it is
quickly
Ink.
we will
Hi,
quickly go
guys.
to him. Right,
Congrats
sum it
to
up
Ink.
for your race.
I mean, I was lucky. I got in like the first lap, I got taken out by Eric Griffin. Then I just had a lonely race. And after that, we got lucky with the SE. I fitted for softs. I was just magic. I had 85% tire wear on the last lap. I was just lucky to not get a puncture. So it's like
Oh,
my first podium, and I was
well,
lucky.
I have to say, from sitting here in the commentary box, it was such a lovely race to watch. Weird, um, really different. I don't know what to say. A lot of people got taken over, especially the championship fighters.
Yeah,
So,
and
but
also
at the end, Ink comes on top. So, Ink, can you please
Yes.
describe your feeling? You've
I
just
have
won the.
no clue what's happening. I have no clue, bro. I'll tell you what's happening. I was racing like I was P2 or something, I mean, behind the safety car, and then my current went. Okay, my power went. So I was like, what the fuck happened? I could have like defended Dan easily, and Leon could have got the what do you call championship. So like after 5-10 minutes, the power came back, and I tried to join. The game crashed twice. So yeah, like I had wished luck for Neon in the safety car restart. I joined by a phone. Like I wished him luck. Then when I came back, I am hearing like they all crashed, and they're like,
Yes.
I'm currently P6. I should get P5 to win the championship. I was like, okay. I was so shocked. I couldn't believe it actually. I still can't believe I won. I don't know what to say, guys. Fuck. Sorry,
Well,
sorry,
Hey,
sorry,
everyone
calm,
sorry,
calm, calm.
sorry,
was,
sorry. I forgot.
It's all
Sorry,
good.
kids.
And
and also before the race, Casey was like, as if you win, and I got
No.
a podium. So
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
he
Casey
didn't
yeah.
win, so yeah, I was right.
Before the race, I told Ripe to
to
stay
not
away
kill
from
him.
me, but still he ended
I
up in
was
second.
Well, you guys entertained us a lot, and especially all the
also
viewers as well.
yeah.
Y-
Also, like thanks to SSJ, we got P2 in the constructor. I think.
Yeah, yeah, we got pay when you were P2. GG.
Yeah.
yes.
Ink was the best I think in this season.
Oh
Hope you
Also
man.
guys rewatch
So
the
SSJ.
stream to see what happened behind you guys because it
obviously,
was a
Bro,
very
obviously.
I
interesting
Of
race.
I
course,
do
we'll
not
watch
know what
again.
happened in that safety car. I was just slowing down, getting ready to restart. Then I see three cars spinning off next to me.
So if I recall correctly, it was Daryl who just smashed into SSG
We,
Assassin, and SSG Assassin smashed into Neon, which ultimately ended both of their races.
bro, people
SSJ
at the
was
back
screaming in
came
the
into
VC.
like
I can
P5 and
just tell
6.
you that. SSJ was screaming in the VC with me. I
That
think he
was very
broke his controller.
Oh, really?
Understandable. Have a great
I'm
day.
sorry
understandable.
for him, man.
It
I'm
is.
sorry for him. He deserved it. He deserved it.
All right, so well, congratulations to our new world driver champion of Tier
Thanks,
2020.
guys.
Really, I think you deserved it. You drove well. I'm really sorry for those guys who got taken out. They
I'm
too
sorry for
really
them.
had a chance, but
Finally
it's
won the
racing.
race. I didn't get taken out.
Yeah,
But
and Charles, good
Madhav
win.
has a 5 race taken out still.
Yeah.
It ended.
4 actually. I was thinking this was going to be the fifth one, but no, the record is broken. Ended, I
Nice.
mean.
Nice.
One more thing.
Excellent.
Sorry to interrupt. It's Abapan's birthday, so I would like to wish him a happy birthday and give this championship as a
Oh.
gift. Both the
Oh,
Happy
championships.
Ooh.
birthday
happy birthday,
To
to
Abapan.
you.
Happy birthday, my man.
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
Happy
guys,
Let's
birthday,
crazy
end the
race.
dear
stream now.
Abapan. Happy birthday to you.
I
Uh,
think it's time to end now.
GG's
Do you
guys,
think,
and
bro? You
yeah,
see,
Thanks,
this
guys.
was
Really
better
had
than
fun
the
over the
real
season.
race
Yeah, yeah.
Always.
finale.
I
Better than
enjoy the
finale.
experience.
I
I
think
enjoy
I
the
think it's
experience of the
right
whole
up there
IRC.
with the finale that we saw yesterday. I think these two races were really good. I think Tier 1 is going to have a hard time to put up a show as good as today and
Hashtag better
yesterday.
than
Catch us
DWAJIN.
live at 8 p.m. today for
Yeah, do join us
Tier
today
1.
for
Please do
a
join.
Tier
It's
1
it's,
race. It's the finale
it's
and the
close as well.
last race of this season. So we hope it will be better than this, but well, they have a lot to um, figure out first.
Happened.
If you look at the chat, Daryl's dog killed his controller.
Oh, that's very interesting, I'd say.
Very interesting.
Very questionable, but yes.
Okay,
Okay.
so on that note, thank you guys for joining and all the people in the commentary box as well, DWAJIN and Nirma, or should I say
You're
Sad
welcome, sir.
Nirma, and also 8 Cylinders
You're
who
welcome,
joined
sir.
us for the first part of the stream. And congratulations to our winner and also the championship winner, two winners today.
Thanks,
And
guys.
we shall see
Thanks,
you
man.
today
Thanks.
in the evening again for Tier 1 race. To
Thanks,
make
man.
sure to join us. See
Please
you
do tune
guys
in.
and thank you.